Let us discuss how to calculate square root of a perfect square number. Calculating square root of a perfect square number is very important and each and every student should know about this. Why means in examinations we get questions frequently based upon how to calculate square root of a perfect square number. Now this is very simple technique. I am going to explain it very clearly in detail. Now just listen it so that you can easily solve questions based upon calculating square root of a perfect square number. Okay. Observe here, before starting how to solve this, few important points to be noted. Now if you observe, when do we get last digit as 1? When do we get last digit as 1? Actually if you observe here we have written squares. From 1 to 30 we have written squares. Yes or no? 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, so on till we have written 30 squares. Now my question is, when do we get last digit 1? Now if you observe here, last digit 1 you are getting for 1 square, last digit 1 you are getting for 9 square. Yes or no? Similarly, if you observe, you are getting last digit 1 for 11 square, last digit 1 you are getting for 19 square. Yes. Similarly, if you observe, you are getting last digit 1 for 21 square. Again, you are getting last digit 1 for 29 square. Which means whatever the cycle you have seen from 1 to 10, the same cycle is repeating. Yes or no? So, what I can conclude from this is, we can get the last digit as 1 when we are calculating perfect squares is, we can get last digit as 1 only at 1 or 9. If you do 1 square, you will get last digit as 1. If you do 9 square, automatically we will get last digit as 1. Okay. This is very important point to be noted. Next, where do we get 2 as last digit? And truly speaking, you never get 2 as last digit. Yes or no? You never get 2 as last digit. You can check. You never get 2 as last digit. Similarly, where do we get 3 as last digit? Check. Where do you get 3 as last digit? 3 also you will not get. Yes or no? So you will not get 3 also as last digit whenever you are trying to calculate perfect square of a number. Okay. Next, if you observe here, when do we get 4 as a last digit? Observe here, 4 you are getting last digit at 2. Yes. Similarly, 4 you are getting last digit at 8 also. So 4 last digit you are getting at 2, 4 last digit you are getting at 8. Similarly, here also you will get 4 last digit 12, 18, even here if you observe 22, 28, you are going to get 4 as last digit. Okay. Next, 5 as last digit. 5 as last digit you will get it only 5. 5 as last digit you will get it only 5. Is it clear? Next, 6 as last digit. 6 last digit you are going to get at 4 and 6 last digit you are going to get at 6 also. Okay. 6 you are going to have two possibilities. 6 last digit you will get at 4, 6 last digit you will get at 6 also. Next, 7 last digit, you will not get 7 last digit. Yes or no? If you want, you can check. You will not get 7 last digit. Similarly, 8 also, you will not get 8 last digit. Check. If you want, you can check. You will not get 8 last digit. 9 you will get. Where do you get 9? 9 you are getting last digit at 3. Yes. Similarly, if you observe, 9 you are getting last digit at 7. Yes or no? 9 you are going to get at 3, 7. So this is the important format you have to observe. So whenever you are saying a number as a perfect square, now it should end with, that is last digit. Last digit should end with either 0 or 1 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 9. If the number is going to end with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, only then you can say the number is a perfect square number. Why means if you observe here, perfect squares are ending with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. Yes or no? But very important point to be noted. Very important point to be noted is perfect squares never end with. Perfect squares never end with 2, 3, 7, 8. They never end with 2, 3, 7, 8. If you want, you can check here. Perfect square value never end with 2, 3, 7, 8. They never end with 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay. So these are the important points which are to be noted while solving how to calculate square root of a perfect square number. Okay. We are going to discuss completely based upon perfect square number only. Okay. Whatever the technique we are going to discuss, this is going to be applicable only if the number is a perfect square. If the number is a non-perfect square, this technique is not applicable. How to calculate non-perfect square, we'll discuss later. But competitive examination point of view, how to calculate perfect square is important. And this is very, very, very important. And no one will ask in competitive exams how to calculate square root of non-perfect square. But even though we will discuss how to calculate it, but competitive examination point of view, remember, how to calculate square root of perfect square number is important. Non-perfect square number is not important. Okay. Now just we have discussed perfect square numbers end with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. They never end with 2, 3, 7, 8. They never end with 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay. Now if you observe, when do we get 0 last digit? Observe 0 you are getting last digit at 0 only. That is nothing but 10. Yes or no? 0 you will get last digit at 0 only, which is nothing but 10. Okay. 1 you are going to get last digit at 1, 9. Look here. You are getting 1 last digit at 1, 9. Observe here. 1 last digit you are getting at 1, 9. Similarly, you are getting last digit 4. Where do we get last digit 4? Last digit 4 you are getting at 2, 8. Yes or no? Last digit 4 you are getting at 2, 8. Similarly, where do we get last digit 5? Last digit 5 you are getting only at 5. Yes. Last digit 6. Last digit 6 you are getting at 4, 6. Yes or no? Last digit 9. Last digit 9 you are going to get at 3, 7. Okay. How to remember this? Remembering this also very simple. How to remember? Just look here. We are going to show you that also. Why means you have to remember that. If you remember that, only then it is going to be easy for us. Look here. Last digit. Look at this. Last digit you are going to get 0 at when? You are going to get at 0 only. If last digit is 0, you will get 0 at only at 0. Next, last digit 1, you will get at 1 or 9. Last digit 1, you will get at 1 or 9. That is what we have discussed now. Last digit 4, you are going to get at 2 or 8. Last digit 4, you will get at 2 or 8. Last digit 5, you are going to get only at 5. Last digit 5. Last digit 6, you are going to get only at 6 or 4. Last digit 6, you are going to get only at 6 or 4. Last digit 9, you are going to get at only 3 or 7. Okay, 3 or 7. Now how to remember this is, when you add these numbers, it is going to be 10. 1 plus 9, 10. 2 plus 8, 10. Now if you want, you can write this as 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 4, 10. 3 plus 7, 10. Which means if you know one number, automatically you can say other number. If I know that 9 last digit I am going to get at 3. Other number should be what? 7. Why means 3 plus 7 is 10. If I know that 4 last digit I am going to get at 2. If I know that 4 last digit I am going to get at 2. Another number should be at 8. Why means 2 plus 8 is 10. Yes or no? If I know that 6 last digit I am going to get at 4. Another number should be at 6. Why means 4 plus 6 is 10. Yes or no? That is reason you need to know when do we get last digit possibilities. 0 last digit you will get at 0 only. 1 last digit you have 2 chances, 1 or 9. 4 last digit you have 2 chances, 2 or 8. 5 last digit you have 2 chances. 5 last digit you have only 1 chance, that is 5. 6 last digit you have 2 chances, 6 or 4. 9 last digit you have 2 chances, that is 3 or 7. Everyone should remember this. Why means this is going to be very helpful for us when we are calculating square root of a perfect square number. Okay. Everyone should remember. When I ask you, where do you get 4 as last digit? You immediately should say 2 or 8. If I ask you, where do you get 9 as last digit? Then immediately you need to say 3 or 7. If I ask you, where do you get 6 as last digit? Immediately you have to say 4 or 6. Is it clear? So this is very, very important and you have to remember this. Okay. Now look here. This is simple 3 steps procedure. Simple 3 steps procedure. Okay. Calculating square root of a perfect square number is just 3 steps. Just 3 steps. Simple steps. You need to follow 3 simple steps and you can get the answer. Okay. Look here. First step. First step is check the last digit possibility. Check last digit possibility. Now look here. What is this? 4. Where do we get last digit 4? Just now we have discussed. Last digit 4 you are going to get at 2 or 8. Yes or no? 2 or 8. Next step what you have to do is you have to strike off these numbers. Strike off these numbers. First you have to take the possibilities. After noting down the possibility, just you have to strike off those numbers. Just strike off those numbers. Next you have to check perfect square close to this number and less than this number. Very important. Perfect square close to this number and less than that number. Now what is perfect square close to 23 and less than 23? Now that is nothing but 4 square, which is 16. If you take 5 square is 25, which is more than. Yes or no? So you need perfect square number close to that and less than that. So that is nothing but 16, which is nothing but 4 square. Yes, that is the reason in the second step you need to note this and you have to write it as 4, 4, which means either 42 will be your answer or either 48 will be your answer. But what is the answer? We does not know. Now the third step, which is a deciding step. Third step is going to be our deciding step. So in the third step, what you have to do is, as we know that this is a perfect square close to 4, you need to multiply this with the next number. Next number means next number after 4 is 5. When you multiply this, 4 into 5 is going to be 20. Now, if you observe that the number is less than this number, if our number is less than this number, then our value should be a bigger value. If our value is bigger than this value, then our square should be a bigger square. If our value is less than this value, then our square should be a smaller square. Now look here, is 23 less than 20 or greater than 20? Greater than. As it is bigger value, our value square should be a bigger square. So bigger square means we can say answer for this is going to be 48. Is that clear? So 48 square is going to be how much? 2304. It is going to be our answer. Very, very simple 3 steps procedure. You just follow 3 steps. If you follow these 3 steps, automatically you can solve these questions very, very easily in examination point of view. Very, very easily. I am repeating these steps one more time. First step is check the last digit, note down the possibilities and strike off last 2 digits. This is the first step. Next step, you need to check perfect square close to the remaining number and that perfect square should be less than the number. Now for this 23, perfect square close to 23 and less than 23 is that is nothing but 4 square, which is 16. So write down that 4. Which means 42 or 48 should be our answer. That is our second step. Third step is deciding step. After getting 4, next number you need to multiply. 4 next number is 5. 4 5 times 20. Now compare our value with 20. When you compare our value 20, if our value is bigger, our square should be bigger. If our value is smaller, our square should be smaller. That's it. Nothing more than that. Simple 3 steps procedure. Look here. We are going to look at some more examples. When do we get 9? 9 we are going to get it at 3 or 9. Yes or no? 9 we are going to get it 3 or 7. Yes or no? 3 square is 9. 7 square is 49. So 3 or 7. Remember that sum of this should be 10. 2 plus 8 is 10. 3 plus 7 is 10. There is no chance of forgetting. Strike off last 2 digits. Strike off last 2 digits. Perfect square close to 39 and less than 39. 6 square is 36. Yes, which means 63 or 67. Now this is second step. Now what you have to do third step? 6 multiplied with the next number. 6 7 times it is going to be 42. Now compare our number. 39 is less than 42. As 39 is less than 42, our square should be a smaller one. So smaller one means 63. So 63 is going to be our answer. Okay, 63. Is it clear? Very, very simple. Just follow simple 3 steps and you can get these answers. Look at the next one. Here we have last digit 6. When do we get last digit 6? Last digit 6 we are going to get 2 possibilities. One is at 4 and other is at 6. Yes or no? 4 or 6. Strike last 2 digits. Next, perfect square close to 31 and less than 31. That is nothing but 5 square. Yes, as it is 5 square, this should be 54 or this should be 56. Now what you have to do? 5 multiplied with the next number. 5 6 times it is going to be 30. As this is 30, you have to check with 31. Now 31 is bigger than 30. As 31 is bigger than 30, our square should be a bigger square. Yes, so we can say answer for this is going to be 56. Is that clear? Very simple. Just a fraction of seconds. Once if you know these 3 simple steps, you can get answers very easily in examination. Okay. Next, 6. You have last digit 6. Where do we get 6? 6 you are going to get it 4 or 6. Strike off last 2 digits. Next, perfect square close to 49 and less than 49. 7 square is perfect square close to 54 and less than 54 is 7 square. 7 square is 49. Yes or no? Which means this should be 74 or 76. What you have to do? 7 should be multiplied with next number, that is 8. 7 8 times it is going to be 56. Now 54 is less than 56. As this is less than, you need a smaller one. Smaller one means 74. So answer is going to be 74. Is that clear? So square root of 2304 is nothing but 48. Square root of 3969 is 63. Square root of 3136 is 56. Square root of 5476 is 74. Is that clear? Very simple. 3 steps procedure. If you follow these 3 steps, automatically you can calculate square root of any number, that is perfect square number, very easily. We have some more examples. Look here, some more examples. We can solve this also. When do we get 9? 9 you are going to get 2 possibilities. Yes or no? One is 3 and other is 7. Yes, strike off last 2 digits. Next, perfect square close to 68 and less than 68. 8 square is 64. Yes or no? 8 square, which means this should be 83 or 87. Next step, what you have to do? 8 multiplied with next number. 8 9 times it is going to be 72. Now if you observe, 68 is less than 72. As 68 is less, our value should be a smaller value. Smaller value means 83. Simple. If your value is smaller, answer should be smaller. If value is bigger, answer should be bigger. 68 is less than 72. So as it is small, it is going to be 83. If it is bigger, then it is going to be 87. Okay. Let's go for the next question. Where do we get 5? 5 you will get it only 5, which means for 5 you don't have 2 chances, 1 chance only. For 5 it will be only 2 steps. You don't need 3rd step also. Only 2 steps. Strike off last 2 digits. Now perfect square close to 72 and less than 72. What is perfect square close to 72 and less than 72? If you observe, 8 square is going to be 64, 8 square. Yes. 9 square if you do, it is going to be 81, which is more. I need lesser. So 8 square. So this is going to be 85. So directly you can say answer is going to be 85. Okay. Very simple. If you observe here, for 5 we have 1 possibility only. As for 5 we have only 1 chance. For 5 you need only 2 steps. But for remaining you have 2 possibilities. That is the reason 3 steps. But for 5 we have only 1 chance. So only 2 steps. Is that clear? Next, look here. This is 6. When do we get 6? 6 you are going to get it 4 or 6. Yes or no? Strike off last 2 digits. Next, 92. Perfect square close to 92 less than 92. 9 square is 81, which means this should be 94 or 96. Now what you have to do? 9 multiplied with next number, that is 9 10 times, it is going to be how much? 92. Now compare, 92 is greater than 90. As 92 is greater than 90, our value should be bigger value. Bigger value means 96. So 96 is going to be our answer. Okay. Very simple. Just it's a matter of fraction of seconds. In fraction of seconds, you can get these answers. Look at the next one. Here you have 6. 6. Where do you get 6? 6 you are going to get it 4 or 6. Strike off last 2 digits. Next you need a perfect square close to 129 and less than 129. 11 square is nothing but 121, which means it is closer. Yes or no? 11. So this is going to be 11. Now what you have to do? 11 multiplied with next number. 11 12 times. Yes or no? So 11 12 times, it is going to be how much? 132. Yes, 132. Now if you observe, 129 is less than 132. As 129 is less than 132, so our answer should be smaller one. Smaller one means it is going to be 114. Yes, so we can say answer for this is going to be 114. Very, very simple. Fraction of seconds. 3 steps procedure. Simple 3 steps. You need to follow this 3 steps procedure. If you follow this simple 3 steps, you can calculate square root of perfect square number very easily in 2 seconds of time. But this one everyone should know about this. Why means this is very, very important, and based upon this we get questions frequent in examination. So once if you are going to follow these 3 steps, then automatically calculating this is going to be very, very simple. Okay. Now we have some more examples. Look, when do we get 9? We are going to get 9 as last digit. When do we get 9? 9 you are going to get last digit at 3 or 7. Yes. Now cancel last 2 digits. Next we need perfect square close to 151. Perfect square close to 151. 12 square is 144. If it is 13 square 168, it will be big. So it should be 12. Yes or no? 12. If it is 12, it is going to be 123 or 127. Next you have to multiply 12 with next number 13. So 12 into 13 is nothing but 120 plus 36. 120 plus 36 means it is going to be 156. Now look, 151 is smaller than 156. So our value should be smaller value. Smaller value means it is going to be 123. Yes or no? So it is going to be 123. Very, very simple. Just you can solve these questions very easily in examination point of view. Okay. Next look at this 15876. What is last digit? Last digit is 6. 6 you are going to get at 4 or 6. Strike off last 2 digits. Now you need perfect square close to 158. That is nothing but 12 square. Yes or no? So it's going to be 12. 12 multiplied with the next number. That is going to be 13. So 12, 13 times it is going to be 156. As this 156, 158 is bigger. So as it is bigger, so our answer should be a bigger value. Yes. As our answer should be a bigger value means 126. So 126 is going to be our answer. Why means we have 158, but this is 156, which means 158 is bigger than 156. As 158 is bigger than 156, we need a bigger number. Bigger number means 126. So 126 is going to be our answer. Okay. Next, look here. Last digit is 6. When do we get 6? 6 we are going to get it at 4 or 6. Strike off last 2 digits. Next, perfect square close to 179 and less than 179. If you do 13 square, it is going to be 169. If you do 14 square, again it is going to be more. So you can't take 13 square, you have to take. So this is going to be 13. So if this is 13, even this should be 13 and this should be 13. So 13 multiplied with next number, that is nothing but 14. So 13 14 times it is going to be how much? 130 plus 13 4 times it is going to be how much? 52. 130 plus 52 means it is going to be 182. Now if you observe 179 is less than 182. As it is small, then obviously our value should be a smaller one. So smaller one means 134. Yes. So answer is going to be 134. Very simple. We came to know that perfect square closure for this is 13. So 13 multiplied with 14. 13 14 times will be how much? 130 plus 52, which is going to be 182. This is 179. 179 is less than 182. As it is small, our value should be a smaller one. So smaller one means 134. So 134 is going to be our answer. Okay. Next, here you have 4. Yes or no? As you have 4, when do we get 4 last hit? 4 last hit you can get it at 2, or else you can get this at 8 also. Yes. Strike off last 2 digits. Next you need a perfect square value close to 249. Now if you observe here, 15 square is going to be 225. Yes or no? 15 square. Now if you are going to calculate 16 square, it will be more than 249. So 15 square is going to be 225. So as 15 square is closer, now this is going to be either 152 or it is going to be 158. Now what you have to do? Multiply 15 with next number, that is going to be 16. So 15 16 times, which is going to be how much? 160 plus 80, that is going to be how much? 240. Yes, this is going to be 240. 160 plus 80, that is going to be how much? 240. Yes. Now observe here, this 249 is greater than 240, which means our value should be a bigger value. Bigger value means 158. It is going to be your answer. Yes or no? Why means 249 is bigger than 240. Yes or no? As it is bigger, our value should be a bigger one. So answer is going to be 158. Is that clear? We have some more questions. Observe here. When do we get 6? 6 you are going to get it at 4 or 6. Yes or no? Cancel last 2 digits. Next you have 466. Perfect square close to 466 you have to know. Now 21 square is nothing but 441. 21 square. Yes, so I can say close to this is nothing but 21. Okay, 21 multiplied with next digit, that is nothing but 22. 21 22 times is nothing but 420 plus 42. 420 plus 40 is nothing but 462. Yes, 420 plus 42, it is going to be 462. 466 is bigger than 462, which means our value should be a bigger value. Bigger value means it is going to be 216. Very simple. Yes or no? Now look here. In this you have last digit 6. When do we get last digit 6? Last digit 6 we are going to get at 4 or 6. Strike last 2 digits. Okay, strike last 2 digits. Next you have 501. So perfect square close to 501. Perfect square close to 501 means if you take 21 square, it's going to be 441. If you do 21 square will be 441. 22 square if you are going to do, it is going to be how much? 22 square it will be 484. And 23 square will be 529. It will be more. So 22 square you can take. 22 square will be 484, which is close to this and less than this. So this is going to be 22. This is going to be 22. 22 multiplied with next number, that is 23. What is 22 23 times? Which is going to be how much? 460 plus 46. 460 plus 46 means it is going to be 506. Yes. Now just compare. If you compare this, 501 is less than 506, which means our value should be a smaller value. Smaller value means 224. Look here, definitely you need to know what is the perfect square closure. If you does not know that, then obviously you can't do that. For 501, what is the perfect square closure? 22 square is 484, which is close to that. That is the reason it is going to be 22. 22 multiplied with next number, 23. 22 23 times is nothing but 460 plus 46. 460 plus 46 means 506. 501 compare with 506. 501 is smaller value. As it is smaller, our value should be a smaller one. So 224 is going to be our answer. Okay. Next, look at this one. Here you have 6. 6 you are going to get it at 4 or 6. Yes or no? Strike off last 2 digits. Next you need perfect square close to 3065. Sorry, 3069. You need perfect square close to that. Now what is the perfect square close to that? Now if you observe, if you calculate 55 square, what is 55 square? You know how to calculate 55 square? 55 square is nothing but, how much? 55 square is nothing but 3025. 3025 means it is close and it is less than, which means it is going to be 554 or 556. Yes or no? 554 or 556. Now I need to multiply it with next number. Next number means it is going to be 56. Yes. Now if you are going to multiply it with 56, now what is half of 56? Half of 56 is going to be 28. Yes or no? So 2800 plus 280. So 2800 plus 280, which is going to be how much? 3080. Which means if you multiply this, it is going to be 3080. Yes or no? 3080. Why means I am writing 55 as 110 by 55. If you want 55, you can write it as simply, that is nothing but 100 by 2 plus 10 by 2 you can write. Yes or no? Then what happened? You need to do half. If you do half, 56 half is nothing but 28. 2800 times 2800, 2810 times 280. When you add both of them, it is going to be 3080. Yes or no? 3080. 3080 means, observe, now this is 3069. 3069 is less than 3080. As this is lesser, we need a small value. Small value means it is going to be 554. So answer for this question will be 554. If this is bigger value than this, our value is a bigger one. As our value is small, we need to take the smallest one. So smallest one is nothing but 554. Is that clear?